Kia ora folk, it's Bridgitt here, the naturopath from Maintaining Your Health in Napier, Whakatikitika Oranga, and I have my natural health clinic based in Napier, Hawke's Bay, New Zealand. So today I am talking to you, my program Naturopathy with Bridgitt, and it's on Radio Kidnappers in Hastings, right here, our local community radio station. They're always looking for more interesting people, so give them a call, I reckon. Okay, so my talk today is about healthy you and healthy living, what you can do to help yourselves. And first of all, I want to say that in my natural health clinic in Napier, I support all folk, regardless of any choices that have been made for and against, and if you've been coerced or not, or whatever. I am here to help you all. I'm a healer, and that's my main job. Okay, so just to let you know, I'm open and I'm here for everybody. All right, so I want to talk about what I'm seeing lately, and I have clients in Wairau as well, so that's where I've just come from. I have naturopath clients and reflexology clients. So there is currently, in this worldwide New Zealand state of affairs, there's a lot of mental health issues going around at the moment. So I want to talk to you today about that and what we can do nutritionally wise, and maybe if you don't eat nutrition, well, you can rush out and get a supplement pill as well. I'll talk about some herbal teas and of course reflexology. So right, so let's go. So there is a lot of anxiety out there at the moment, a bit of what shall I do, what can I do, and it's leading to a lot of stress in the body, a lot of mental stress, a lot of physical stress. It's also leading to a lot of depression. Folk who have never had depression before find themselves in this boat. There's also a lot of resentment and anger, and that's kind of, if you're an individual, you can kind of deal with that by yourself. But if you are in a family unit or a larger whānau family, it kind of ripples out into affecting everybody in your bubble. So I'm here to help you, give you some suggestions, I suppose, of what we can do to help you get through, make your life more healthy, make your living more healthy. All right, what have I got written? Okay, so in the brain here, there's a top boss in your brain. It's called the hypothalamus. So that boss sends messages, chemical messages, out to all areas, all sites in your body when you have a reaction, when you have anxiety, when there's stress, when there's depression, because that affects lots of bodily functions. So the top boss, he's in charge, hypothalamus in your brain. So what physical effects I'm going to talk about, and mental, emotional. I've already talked a bit about mental, but physical, what happens in your body. So first of all, you might, your muscles get tight, right? So you might hold your jaw really tight because you just want to scream your head off and protest it, whatever. But then this might affect your ear function because your jaws aren't working properly, so that the wax can't get out. Your muscles are tight, so your trapezius muscles up here are tight. You might be having sore arms, the rest of your body might be tight. You might be holding yourself so tightly that you might be having a bit of bowel issue, a bit of constipation as well. Sometimes it goes the opposite way. You've got so much anxiety that maybe you're having a bit of diarrhea, because that affects your bowel and your gut as well, that anxiety. We'll talk more about that later. So it has effect on muscles, on gut. Oh, respiratory, now that's a big one. So with anxiety, it comes like panic attacks, like that. And so, sorry, on the radio you can't hear me, see me making motions, but yeah, I'm pointing to my chest, and it's like anxiety attacks and heart palpitations, rapid breathing. And in our environment at the moment, we have to wear masks. So we are breathing in carbon dioxide, which humans are not supposed to. So that affects our breathing, but it also makes us shallow breathe. And I'm pointing to the top of my chest for you folk on the radio. I see this in reflexology a lot because the chest is represented on the hand, on the fleshy part of the hand below the fingers and also below the toes. That is the chest, and it's always very, very tight, and I associate that with shallow breathing and not being able to expel the carbon dioxide. So what are we going to do about that? We can take ourselves away for a minute, take ourselves out of our work environment, maybe step outside, maybe go to the loo if you can, go to the wharipaku, take 3 big deep breaths and try and inhale some air and open your mouth and expel that carbon dioxide, because that's kind of poison to your body. It's dumbing you down. So it affects your brain, makes you very foggy as well, foggier. I have great respect for retail staff who wear a mask all day because it's very hard to think. It's very hard to quickly think. And so please be respectful and kind to them if they're a bit impatient because they can't breathe properly. Right, so that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, so cardiovascular, so heart health. Anxiety, stress, depression, anger, it really affects your heart. It can be heart palpitations, spasms. Yes, this really does affect your heart health, so you must look after your heart as well. Or gut, I always talk about gut on here. So gut, anxiety affects your gut huge. So does depression, so does any mental imbalances. Leaky gut, you've heard me talk about that before. But even little kiddies, when you look at them at the table and you're going, eat that food, and they're all anxious or they're all emotional, crying, and their little tummies, as much as adults, are all squeezed tight from fear, tight. So how can your body digest food? How can it assimilate food? How can it break up food? And that's for little kiddies as well. So it greatly affects our puku, our gut. And nervous system, so I've talked about your anxiety, your stress, but headaches, migraines, things like that. And when we're stressed, we don't drink water. We don't, and I know there's an announcer here, he just drinks coffee. Hi Ken, and he drinks coffee a lot, but sometimes coffee doesn't agree with a lot of people. It makes dehydration, which can make more headaches. But with the stress, with the muscle tightness, that affects a lot of the tendons and the muscles that can create headaches as well. So we need to be aware of that. What else? Some mental imbalances affects your reproductive system. So stress can stop your periods. It can just stop it. It can have impacts on your fertility. It can increase like premenstrual syndrome, PMS, a lot of people know it as that, and menopausal symptoms can greatly get reduced or all of a sudden start up again. Oh, it's a bad lot for women, I'll tell you. And libido for men and women, that can decrease and will be nil existence. We've talked about bowels and adrenals. Adrenals get pumped horrendously with stress. Like, you can't see me on the radio, but I'm making my hands go like in a pumping action. So this is what happens. So when your adrenals are like that, the top boss, the hypothalamus, sends its messages out and it says, right, let's help the body. It's in a fight or flight mode. So we'll give it some sugar. So we'll give it some sugar for energy so it can, carry on, run on. But like if you're not carrying on, running on, and you've got this extra glucose, well, where's it going to sit? It's just going to sit around in your body and be, it's going to be fat. Sorry, it's FAT, fat. So the blood sugars get greatly affected with the adrenals as well. But sleep, when the adrenals are affected, sleep gets affected. We might have insomnia. We might wake up in the middle of the night and go, have these fear, panic attacks, like, what am I going to do? What's going to happen? But having caffeine throughout the day will affect your sleep as well. So people don't realise that, oh, they're doing a really great thing having green tea, and it's very healthy green tea. But if you sit there and you have a pot of green tea, which is, I don't know, 4 or 5 cups maybe, if you've got a big pot, that's a lot of caffeine that you're taking in. And then you might have a cup of tea, a normal tea, and then you might have a coffee, then you might have a hot chocolate. Then you might have some yummy chocolate just before bed, and all that is caffeine, so your system is loaded up with caffeine before you go to bed. So you're like, you're really wired. You're wired, okay? So just be mindful of your sleep patterns. Are you on your phone? Are you Facebooking, going, oh my God, what's happening in the world? What's happening in New Zealand? Have you got your phone right next to your head? On the drawer next door to you? Are you watching TV in bed? You know, your bedroom should be your sanctuary, like a boudoir. It should be where you do everything but digital stuff. That's enough said about that. But it's before relaxing, right? Okay. What else? So stress, anxiety, depression, anger, they affect your thyroid function as well. And I've got a lot of clients who come to me and say, I've just put on heaps of weight since lockdown last year, and you know, I'm going to the gym, hard out, going to the gym 7 days a week, and all of a sudden I'm just eating. I can't stop eating. And I say, look, relax. That's happening to lots and lots of folk. It's to do with the stress response. Going to the gym, hard out exercise, pump action, is okay, maybe 3 days a week. But if you're going every single day, that is creating more stress, more strain on your adrenals, on your body to cope. So, you know, a good suggestion, maybe do 1 day at the gym and maybe go for a really brisk walk, or next day at the gym, maybe some people do yoga, some people do Pilates, some people, you know, anything that you can do, like a deep breathing, like meditation, like walk along the beach, walk in the water when it's nice and calm. Break it up, because if you're doing hard out gym activities every single day, you're not giving your muscles downtime to relax as well. And bodybuilders know this. That's why they have so many days on and so many days off. Trust me, I used to be married to a bodybuilder. Know all about it. Okay, so blood sugars go up, blood sugars go down. Maybe you're so stressed that you're not eating, and you're not eating throughout the day, and you think, I'm just so tired. And I go, well, have you eaten? Oh no, I eat at night. And I go, well, your blood sugars are going down, down, down. And maybe you're tuning up to your family, work, hangry. We call it hangry. That's a combination of words of being hungry and angry. And at that point, you're just so starving, hungry that you're like the Cookie Monster, and you're just eating whatever you can to put in your mouth. Okay, so that's not conducive to healthy living, is it? So one of the big things that stress, anxiety, depression, anger, and all that does for you is it really, truly lowers your immune system. All right, we need our immune system. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that anymore, but I don't care. There you go. Immune system. It lowers it. We need it strong and healthy. We really, really do. So this talk today is all about that as well. Healthy living. Let's get your immune system up and pumping to cope with any bacteria, any fungi, and any bad bugs floating by. There you go. Right, so what are we going to do about it? Nutrition. I'm a nutritionist, so I'm a holistic nutritionist, and I think it's really important to try and bring your eating, your nutrition back into balance. That will keep your inflammation down, and it's inflammation in the body that creates big problems with any choices that are going around. Lowers your immunity as well. Okay, so stress burns up your much needed nutrients in your body, and I'm going to list them. And these nutrients you need to help you cope. help you cope with your job, maybe busy, you might have kids go to school, everything that's going on. So let's go. So calcium, magnesium are really nice calming nutrients, and of course, you know, all these that I'm going to say, you can go off and get a pill, and if you're busy, a lot of people like that, pop a pill, off you go. But I always think nutrition is really important as well. So calcium, we like to reduce our dairy. Anything from the cow, we like to reduce because it is acidic, which creates mucus, which blocks your lymphatic system and therefore lowers your immunity. So a little bit of dairy is okay if you can tolerate it, okay? So calcium can be got from fish, canned fish, nuts and seeds, green leafy veggies, kale, broccoli, bok choy, anything like that. Calcium can be, you don't have to eat dairy to have calcium. Magnesium. Magnesium can be from nuts and seeds. So you'll see nuts and seeds are occurring again and again. I passed a lot of my exams with answering nuts and seeds because it does. It covers a lot of your bases. So magnesium, nuts and seeds, leafy green veggies like silver beets, spinach, broccoli, puha, watercress. That's great nutrients in there. Vitamin D. So D2 comes from foods, mushrooms, a little bit of dairy as well, but D3 is sunshine, okay? And we need to be sitting in the sun for a good amount to get that D3 to convert it in our skin, but also we need a healthy liver and a healthy kidney to convert that D3 properly. But sunshine is really important, D3. B complex, so those are your vitamin Bs, and they work really well synergistically together. And on the radio, I'm linking my fingers, you can't see this. But they work, they're happy to work as a family. Some people go, oh, I just want one B12, but really they work well together. So you can absolutely pop off and get a B complex, but you know, we're talking about food, so whole grain brown rice. If you are inclined to have liver and kidney, that's great B complex as well, and make sure that it's organic and it doesn't have very many antibiotics and hormones in it. Chicken, red meat, dark green leafy veggies again. Or brewer's yeast, you can get that from Bin Inn or any of the health food shops. Brewer's yeast, not the one you make beer with. That's a different one. So go into the health food shops or Bin Inn, okay, and have a look there. It's nutritional brewer's yeast, and you can sprinkle it on your food, all right? So that's another option that vegetarians do. Now, selenium is really important, and it gets hammered. We need it for thyroid health. We need it for immunity. Brazil nuts are a really easy way to get selenium. You can have 2 or 3 a day. Now they're really, really nice, Brazil nuts, and so other raw nuts, they're really healthy. But remember, they are a fat, a good fat. So it's really easy to continue eating more than 2 or 3 Brazil nuts. So just be mindful of that. They're very yummy. Okay, so zinc. Zinc's really important for your immunity, important for your gut health. Men, it's really important. It's important for nails and hair, as is selenium. So zinc, so pumpkin seeds. We can get pumpkin seeds in New Zealand that are organic, that are great to eat. Watch country they come from. So pumpkin seeds, 1/4 cup a day. You can whiz them up in your NutriBullet and make your own LSA with Brazil nuts, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds. Or you can chop them up and put them on your salads, or you can just eat them by themselves. So we've talked about magnesium. So good fats. Good fats are really important for your body to absorb, to keep you hydrated, to help with the B complex, and to help with stress response and immunity as well. So good fats are fresh fish like salmon, smoked salmon, avocado, walnuts. Walnuts are really good. We have good walnuts in New Zealand. olive oil, coconut oil, hemp seed oil, flaxseed oil. Those are our good fats. And adding one of those or one or two of those to each meal is going to be really important to keep your stress levels calm, help your body calm with cope with what's going on. And a lot of these foods I'm talking about is kind of like the Mediterranean diet. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's anti-inflammatory. I mean, look at all those folk on the Mediterranean. They live for a long, long, long time. So it's all about keeping your inflammation down. Probiotics, let's not forget about the good gut microbiome. That's a flash word, that's a new kind of modern word in the last couple of years, microbiome. But really it's your good bacteria, your good gut bacteria. Make sure that that's there, that's populated. You might want to pop off and get one of those jars out of the fridge at any of the pharmacy or health food shops. They'll help you there. Repopulate with one, get the community going again, and then take it back to foods. Do some fermented foods. Like a Māori culture, I know they have fermented corn and fermented crayfish, and yeah, I'm sorry, I don't eat that. I am Māori, half Māori, but I don't eat that. But each culture does have its own fermented foods. There's sauerkraut, there's kimchi, what else? Miso. You can do pickled veggies, you can do kefir, kombucha. There's also a beetroot one from Russia. So, you know, fermented food is really important to keep feeding that population, which is going to help your immunity. And if your gut is healthy, it's going to help make serotonin. Most of your serotonin hormone is made in the gut. Makes sense, right? Happy you, healthy you. What else can we do? We reduce inflammation. So reduce your dairy. That's anything from the cow. Reduce wheat. That's inflammatory as well. I'm not saying go cold turkey. I'm not saying, freak out, you got to do a detox cleanse. Reduce is the word. Processed foods. I got off the road last night absolutely starving, and I called into Macca's in Napier, and I was hangry. I had to eat. So I got this Angus burger, right, thinking, yeah, that's great. And no, it wasn't. It was just revolting. But, you know, you got to do what you do, but watch your processed foods. I can help you with calming herbal teas. I have a bigger range of herbal teas as well. Reflexology is really calming. I can help you with a brief naturopath advice with that as well. Exercise is great. Drink your water, 2.5 to 3 litres per day of pure water. Music, joy, laughter, all brings your vibration up, which lifts your immunity, which makes you happy you, healthy you. So if you think that you would like a bit more in-depth help with to make yourself a bit more healthy, come on, find me. I give a free 15-minute chat, 027 284 3781. You can contact me here at the radio station, Radio Kidnappers, or on my Facebook page, www.maintainingyourhealth.co.nz. Be safe out there. Be kind to everybody. Everybody's going through much more than you really think. Kia ora.